So this is transformations part 2, and we're just going to take this function here, y equals 3 to the x, and then we're going to transform it and see if we can make sense of what happens to it. So here I have y equals 3 to the x, looks something like this. And you want to talk about, so again, this is y equals a b to the x, and a is your intercept. There's nothing in front of here, so my b is 3, so that's great. But my a is going to be 1, right? Because I don't have anything here, so it's 1 times 3 to the x. So that's 1. So if I talk about y-intercept, that would be 1. Here, if I take this guy here, y equals 3, negative 2 to the x, well, let's talk about what this is. Okay, remember, it's a. A would go in front of your function. So it'd be something like this. So, oops, should be right. So I would have a 3 and then k bracket x minus d all plus c. So it looks something like this. So then you look at things and you say, where are they? And again, are they on the x or are they on the function? Here, for example, I look at this negative 2. The negative 2 is multiplying right on the x. So that'd be my k. So a k of negative 2, well, there's two parts to that. One is it's a horizontal flip. So anything on the x is horizontal. Horizontal flip, let me change my color. A horizontal flip is a reflection in the y-axis. So this guy here horizontally would be flipped like this. Okay, so it looks something like this. And the other thing that would happen is that it would be compressed by a factor of 2. So it would come in and it would be compressed and look something like this. Okay, so it'd be squished horizontally. It would be compressed by a factor of a half, sorry. So it would be horizontally compressed. So I would have a general sketch. I just want the general sketch here. It would look something like this. So if I was to talk about my intercept is still 1. Okay, I haven't moved it up and down or side to side. So my intercept is still 1. And it's also my a. If you look here, my a is 1, right? There's nothing in front of this. So my a would be 1. And my k, and the other thing we're looking at is domain and range. Domain's the same, and range, I'm still above. I want my range to be y is greater than 0. Here, let's see what I'm doing. I have a negative 2 like I had here, but it's not in front of the x, in front of the whole function. So that is my a negative 2 in front of that. Now we're talking vertical transformations. So now I look at this and I have a vertical transformation. Well, another thing I know is that this is a b to the x. So my negative 2 is my vertical transformation, but negative 2 is also my a or my y-intercept. So I'm definitely coming through here like this, right? The other thing that I know is that it's a reflection of this original guy. So instead of being this shaped, it'll be this shaped. So I have something that looks like this now going through here. Okay, that's my general situation here. Okay, so if I put, oh, what's going on here? If I put in, for example, if I put in 0 here, that'd be 0 times 3, or 3 to the power of 0 is 1, and negative 2 is here. If I put 1 in here, I have 3 to the power of 1 is 3, times negative 2 is 6. So it would be something a little bit steeper, something like this, come like that. Okay, that's a horrible drawing. But we're just looking at general rules here. Asymptote's still 0, so I'm not going to cross here. And then if I talk about my range, I want y to be less than 0, because I'm only going to have negative y's here. Okay, this one here, again, you want to talk about what's happening here. I'm not flipping it. I'm not doing anything vertically, so I'm going to be stuck here in the top section of the graph. 1/2 to the x is going to be a horizontal stretch of 2, so I'm going to get pulled up. But my a is still 1, so I'm still crossing at 1, so this is still 1, but just going to be steeper. It's going to be a steeper looking thing on this. So it would be, compared to the blue one, it would be something like that. Okay, but sorry, it wouldn't go through. My asymptote is still the same, and my range is y is greater than 0. Okay, so then if we look at things like this, and we talk about if I have 3 to the x, and I'm going to put a, let me do a tricky one here. 3, 2x plus 6 minus 1, 4 times that. Okay, so how is this transformed from 3 to the x? Well, I have an a of 4, so this would be a vertical stretch of 4. Then I look over here, and I remember that I need a bracket here, so I need to factor out the 2, and that becomes x plus 3. So my k is 2. Remember that a k of 2 is, since it's horizontal, it's a horizontal compression of 1/2. And again, I said this a bunch of times, try to get this down pat, what happens with a, k, d, and c, because it does come up a couple more times before you're done your high school career. D is then going to be minus 3, change that sign, which means left 3. And then this minus 1 means AKDC is minus 1, which means down